Hey Pisces, I'm Drea with Abundant Life Divination, and this reading is going to take a peek at your self-love journey, how to start honoring yourself more, taking care of yourself a little bit better. We're going to jump right in and start by pulling some oracle cards to see what energy is surrounding this reading for you. And the first card that we have out for you is Elevation. You are making the conscious decision to raise your vibration of love. And let's pull another oracle card, see what other energies are surrounding this reading for my Pisces collective. And what we have is flexibility. So, what it feels like right now for my Pisces out there is that you are in a place of expansion. You are sort of leveling up when it comes to taking care of yourself, being a little bit kinder towards yourself. And it almost feels as though you have been sort of stuck on this one path that maybe either you thought you couldn't deviate from, or maybe it was, expectations of other people around you that you couldn't really sort of step outside of yourself, right? That there was this path, there was this line that you were walking, and you had to really sort of toe that line. You couldn't step anywhere outside of those boundaries. And it feels like you're at a point in life with the energy that's surrounding you is that you are understanding that you may have more options than you initially thought. Maybe there is, a different path that you can take that maybe you didn't consider, or maybe you didn't allow yourself to consider. But it's going to be, I think, a little bit necessary for you to go off the beaten path a little bit if you want to get to that next level of your life. If there's something that you have envisioned for yourself that you've been working towards, now is the time to maybe explore alternative paths to get there. Something that maybe you didn't allow yourself to do before, or maybe something that other people sort of dictated for you. But there feels like a tremendous amount of growth that's coming towards you. And it's going to, I think, involve you opening up to possibilities that you didn't think existed, or maybe you didn't actually sort of take seriously before. So, how you're showing up right now, how you're viewing yourself in your self-love journey, we have Temperance. So this is all about balance. This is all about patience. This is someone who is very thoughtful, doesn't necessarily rush into things. You don't really sort of have this feeling of shaking things up. It's very calm. It's very measured, right? It's the Temperance card. So there's not a whole lot of fuss. There's not a whole lot of muss. There's not a whole lot of adventure. It's a very calm and just sort of steady energy. Let's see if we can clarify Temperance a little bit for how my Pisces collective is showing up, how they're viewing themselves. And we have the stars. And so I think, Pisces, you're a bit of a dreamer with this. And so that goes back to what we saw in your sort of overall energy, right? That there's something that you're working towards. There are dreams that you have that I think haven't been realized for you just yet. But you've been walking sort of steady. You've been staying balanced. You've, sort of been doing all the right things, doing everything by the book. But it almost feels like there's something bubbling up in you right now that's like, okay, you know what, this is taking way too long. I feel like I should have been there right now. I should have been to the next level in my life, right? And so it feels as though there are some unrealized dreams that you have, but you've been trying so hard to do all of the right things. Now, why you're not prioritizing your own needs, we have the Wheel. And it almost feels, Pisces, that you are a little bit resistant to change, because the Wheel represents the turning of the wheel starts a new chapter in your life. It's something that really, forces you to expand. It's something new. It's something that you may not have experienced previously. And so it really feels like you're just kind of not there. And we have the Six of Wands in reverse. So when the Six of Wands is upright, This really represents a sense of victory, of achievement, of accomplishment. And with this resistance to change, I think there's a little bit of frustration that sets in for you that you haven't gotten to that place in your life where you're aspiring to be at this point. And so you're not necessarily taking any chances that may get you a little bit further along, a little bit faster than how you're moving right now. So thinking about maybe what's holding you back, why you're so worried, about taking chances. Now, showing yourself that you are worthy, this is kind of amazing because we have the Nine of Swords in reverse. So the Nine of Swords, when it's upright, is about restlessness. It's about anxiety. It's about worry and stress. And so showing yourself that you're worthy is going to sort of require you to release that. Take some deep breaths and know that everything is okay, that you've been working so hard on yourself and working so hard and diligently staying on this path to your own greatness. There's nothing for you to worry about, Pisces. You got this. You have absolutely got this. So you're going to have to find a way to let go of the stress that's surrounding this new path, this change that is sort of imminent. You're going to have to figure out a way to relax maybe into a new way of life. And we have that clarified by the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. So the Knight of Pentacles is something that comes in that's, pretty stable. It's the slowest moving knight in the deck. So it's something that takes some time to come to fruition. It takes some time to manifest. And having it in reverse with the Nine of Swords in reverse as well, it almost feels like you need to take that chance. You need to speed things up. Like, I'm a little bit surprised that the Fool card hasn't come out for you. But showing yourself that you're worthy is sort of being comfortable with being uncomfortable, if that makes any sense. So I think that this is a matter of you just sort of trusting yourself, trusting the process, and trusting that these paths that are opening up for you that you may not have explored before might actually be a better option than the path that you've been on up until this point. So one thing to think about in terms of how you're showing up as your most authentic self in your life, we have the Ten of Pentacles, and we also have the Knave of Chalices, or the Page of Cups in reverse. So being your authentic self really means you sort of bringing the energy that you've been giving. And I think, again, for a lot of my Pisces out there, you all have been sort of conforming to the path that other people have envisioned for you. So it might be a situation where, there's a particular profession that you want to be in, and maybe your parents don't agree with it. Maybe you want to start a new business, and the people that you have around you aren't necessarily supportive. So showing up as your authentic self and living in your truth is going to require you to not look so much to other people for affirmations, but finding that abundance and stability within yourself. So it's almost like, I don't need your permission to make this change. I don't need you to tell me it's okay for me to try something different in my life. I'm at the point now where I need to explore my options, things that are around me. And, if it works out, wonderful. If it doesn't, I'll take my lesson from it and move on. But now is the time for you to stop sort of leaning into what other people have set for you in terms of your life path. So thinking about things that you might need to let go of, we have the Seven of Cups. So this is an interesting card because the Seven of Cups can be about options, but it can also be about illusions. And so I think that for you, Pisces, one of the things that you need to think about letting go is this sort of illusion or disillusionment that says you have to stay on this one particular path to get to where it is that you want to be. That's not the case. There are many roads to success, whatever that means to you. So getting out of the mindset that you're stuck where you are and that you have no other alternatives is absolutely not the case. And we also have that clarified by the moon. The moon is, represents things that are hidden, things that need to be uncovered. So these illusions, this disillusionment that you have about, only having one path forward, it's time to get to the core of that. Why do you think that there is only one way to move towards your next chapter in life, to move towards your next level? Why is it that you have been sort of contained on this one specific path? So getting to the root of that and being able to let it go is going to be super important in this process of honoring yourself a little bit more, taking care of yourself a little bit more, living life on your own terms. Now, something that you need to acknowledge, we have the Ace of Swords in reverse. So it almost feels as though with the Ace of Swords, this is, about communication. It's about honesty, truth coming in, and harsh conversations sometimes. And so I almost feel as though this new path that you're thinking about taking and the expectations that other people have for you, I don't think that having those discussions with people about your choices is necessarily going to be fruitful. It doesn't feel like it's a situation where you need to announce to folks around you that, hey, you know what? I'm going to try something different. I'm going to take this other path now because I feel like I should explore my other options. I don't think that that's necessary in this case. I don't think that you owe any justification to anyone around you on how you live your life. You certainly, wow, I don't know if you all saw how that card shot across the table, but I don't think that you all, owe anybody anything when it comes to you figuring out what's best for you. We have that clarified by the Knight of Chalices in reverse. And so I think that for a lot of you, when people start seeing you moving differently, there's going to be some folks out there who aren't necessarily in agreement. They might question you a little bit about what it is that you're doing. What are you thinking? Why are you straying off of this path that you've been on so long? You don't owe them any explanations. They'll be okay. They'll figure it out. You'll show them, through your actions and your elevation that you were doing the best thing for you. So don't worry about the input of the peanut gallery. Like you're going to be just fine, but you're going to have a little bit of faith in yourself that you are doing the right thing by exploring and getting out there. Now, this message that Spirit has for you, the Two of Cups, this is all about love. This is about partnership. This is finding joy. And so I do believe that on this new path that you're going to explore, you're going to find happiness, and you will find people that support you in your journey. But it's going to start with you being willing to make that change, being willing to, sort of ease into this new way of operating, to this new path. And we have that clarified by the Tower in reverse. Now, the Tower, when it's upright, is not necessarily a bad card. A lot of people think that it is. It's like, oh my God, the Tower, the lightning hit, people are falling out the damn building, everything's on fire. No, the Tower card just means that it's a sudden change, that it's a quick change. And I do think that in the context of your reading, Pisces, that Spirit is saying, this doesn't have to be something that happens overnight. This is going to be something that you have to ease into, right? This flexibility, it's not going to be like a quick snapping of anything. It almost feels like a rubber band where you kind of stretch yourself gradually over time and become more comfortable. You're taking those steps into, I think, a certain level of discomfort. And over time, you're going to become more comfortable with this new path that's going to lead you to something absolutely amazing, to your elevation. So that's what I got for you, Pisces. Subscribe if you enjoyed this reading, and I will see you on the next one.